Hey, how's it going? It's me, Liam. I have to apologize to you about some things. I already recorded the video for Saturday. Um, but and I made the video, so there's gonna be some progress that you're gonna see that has been made, and the footage has been lost. I lost the footage of footage, so have gone quite a bit ahead, but I will explain myself on everything that I've done. And this is not something I'm proud of. So I did make the harvester, which, in last episode, uh, struggled trying to figure out how to get Solium. Well, it's not really hard. Solium, we could grab that from the Nether. It's simple. Or let me see. I'll probably find some right now. So what I did was I used the obsidian that we had, make a nether portal, place it here. We spawned in a relatively good spot because the nether fortress right there, and there's a bastion right over. Okay. Oh shit. What is that? What the hell is that? Forgot that I need to get a golden helmet. Um, but I'll explain everything in just a short moment. I forgot that I need to get a golden helmet so I can actually be in the nether. So, I didn't want to risk getting killed over a million times again. So these little holes right here is where they exactly were. It was really easily found. It was surprisingly easy to find. I was in particularly surprised about that. Maybe we could find some more right now. That could be a good example. It's in within these like chunks of cool. Can't see. There's no varietal. Oh, there's some right there. See? It's only a more. Real easy. It gets it in multiple pieces. Great. That's amazing. So, so I found myself enough. There was one, two, three, and there was some more down here that I found. Are there any more I could find? And so no, I can't find any more, but I can. Maybe I could just dig in. There, see, there we are. Some more. And I went back and I really didn't explore the nether that further into it that much. Really, just that region right there was really simple to gather material. I also was very lucky to find diamonds, and this is gonna sound very cheesy, but there was a chest in there's a little tiny mob. I was trying to find some diamonds. It was okay. I'm gonna go sleep first, and then I'm gonna show you. Just give me 1 second. So I also went mining, and I explored further into this cave, as you will see. Not well, quite well. It was actually and we also need to get a prosperity shards because that was something we did not have. So I had to go mining for those. I can see if I can find some right now. I can show you what it looks like because I'm upset about the fact that my recording was acting up like that. That normally never happens. But there was a diamond ore around right here. That was right here. Just a singular piece. Wanted to check if there was any more. But there was not. It was just a singular piece. And I was getting constantly killed by, forgot what they're called. Pillagers. Then I found there was a spawn right here with, totem. And then there was a chest here that had 2 more diamonds. So we got 3 diamonds out of that. So it was quite lucky to get out of here quickly. Find with the diamonds that I needed in order to build these scythes right over here. So we had a total of 5 diamonds at the time period. Maybe we can find some more. This is what the prosperity shards look like, by the way. Ow. Stuff that is going to be used a lot in the future, so I'm going to have to collect that. Some more right over here. There's no, that's that really. See if I could get some more of those, because this is actually really nice. These are good stuff to have. Lost. Want to get lost. I also mined some redstone because we were running out of that as well. Stuff. This cave is gigantic, and it's gonna take a solid long period of time, and I was wondering maybe if it would be interesting maybe to live stream myself doing a crap ton of mining. Oh, hello. Doing a crap ton of mining, so it can all be on like on file or anything like that, so incidents like this wouldn't happen. I didn't have to explain myself. I don't like doing that at all. Yes, I do actually. That could be really nice. I could show you what I've built further on, so I can actually show you what I've done. And I can explain myself a little bit more thorough. Why is that one glowing? I don't like that. Try to see if I can get that. No. Nice to have. Let's try not to get too lost though. So then I can show you what I've done with my progress. That would be great, but no, there was only one in the other one as well, so quite accurate too. Oh wait, there's some more right over there. I could actually use that. So this is actually turning out to be a whole new episode on its own. So this is actually turning out to be, well, me recapping what I missed out on. So I'm a little bit upset about that. I really am, because I don't like doing that, because it's just to me it just I feel like the viewer could think like, oh my goodness, they did everything off camera, it's boring, and you know, and all that stuff. I hate that because I don't want to be known for that. What was it again? I lost it. There it is. There's definitely more than this time. More than one. So this is good. This is really good. So we're gonna collect this. We're gonna keep 2. We're gonna save 2. I use 2. Yeah, I'm gonna drop down because I feel like I'm gonna get myself killed. So essentially I went mining for diamonds just like that a little bit, and I didn't find much. Except for that one diamond that was down there, and there was a spawner. And I was very lucky, very, very fortunate to find diamonds in that. So again, I'm really sorry that I lost content on that, but I'm going to get out of this cave. It's going to take me a while because it's, yeah, Minecraft is just like that sometimes. I'm going to cut this part off of me climbing out of here. Also, interesting thing to mention that, after the last episode, that was a complete disaster. Karma, because I thought it was a. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but I think I'm confusing myself here. But we were talking about the last episode that I made, and it was like kind of having historical reference, like people with greed of power that can't control themselves tend to make irrational decisions, like how I made an irrational decision to just jump in the cave unprepared, and I almost got myself killed, or I've just thought I was going the right direction with the power that I was working with, and I found myself not making any sense at all, making more mistakes than I've actually done anything good, so rendering pretty much all of it useless. So yeah, I just thought that was really interesting to mention that about that because that the same concept of like people wanting having greed or power, they tend to make more mistakes, and that's really that's cool to think about it because and even in Minecraft that even exists as well. So let me organize my inventory a little bit. Then I'm gonna. Here we are. No, that's sand. That's sand. Okay, go. I didn't. I just did a little bit more mining. I got some more inferium, more of those. Nothing too crazy. Except I've been really lucky to find 4 diamonds just now, which is great because I actually was in need for it because I just so with that you had to make this like real simple. You had to have prosperity ingots, use those shards, the shards, which I realized that I had to go mine. So I went back into the caves to go find some prosperity shards, and that's what I did and made some prosperity ingots. And with that, you can 2 dusts of the solium dust. You can make the solium ingots, and that's how I was able to make this. And this is so simple. 2 diamonds and 3 sticks. And this right here is just 1 piece of stone, 4 redstone, and 4 iron, which also, thank God, I mined some redstone as well during the process of that. So then I decided, you know what, then I made it. I connected to the power. It worked well. And I just had only 1 seed, so I had to collect some more seeds, and I used bone meal to grow it out so the seed expansion could go on a little further and a little faster for me. That's exactly what I did, and it does work really efficiently. Um, if I get the chance to do so, but I was like, is there any way to like speeding the process a little bit? Maybe it could be a little faster. Hold on, maybe I have a bit of bone meal. I can show you the process of it actually working. Yes, I can. It's all part of a bigger plan. See, this is gonna. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to harvest that, but that's gonna get harvested by this machine right here and placed into right over there. It's really a unique piece of equipment. It's gonna be. It's rather slow, every 100 seconds, but I'm sure there's a way to speed this up by having multiple of these connected all around. So like if you had one right there and one right here, then it would be technically 3 times as fast. So this is yeah, this is gonna eventually work. We'll get there eventually. Let me yeah, see, there you go. And then it plugs it in here and the seeds as well, and then it only works in a 3x3 area. As it states right here. 3 times 3. So it really really functional. It works great. Let me show you let me just show you something. And I was like, I'm tired of having to use bone meal to like constantly get more out of my penny or something like that. See, it's gonna constantly do that. So I thought there's gotta be a way to make it faster. Then I came up with these then I looked up like with there's two ways that we can do this. We can make the soil more fertile, or we can place blocks underneath here. And I prefer to do it this method because I'm used to this method back in the day. I had a couple of friends that would prefer to like have Imperium soil or something like that, and it also works just fine. But that works as well. But that costs a lot of Inferium. Like you had to grow a lot of Inferium to be able to do that, and it would be it would just be tedious because you need thousands and millions, tens of thousands of Inferium just to be able to get like maybe let's say you want to get a Imperium piece of soil. It's very complicated. It's let me show you. Here, the Awakened. This cost at um so I used infusion shards with Imperium essence and used 4 Imperium essences to make that superior to make a premium essence, and then in order for 1 Imperium essence you need to make 4 Tetrium essences, and to make 1 Tetrium essences we gotta make 4 Prudentium essences, and for 1 Prudentium essences we need 4. You see what I'm talking about. It's gonna multiply itself incredibly high. And so I thought, I'll make this. And then I realized that I had to get a diamond, so I need to get a prox. Uh, so this is why I'm happy that I found some diamonds. So I used these 2 diamonds, prosperity shards, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam. And where are they? Where is my... I need some stone. 1, 2, 1. There we go. Then we get Inferium gemstone. Stone around there. And get some Inferium essences right here. And then we get Inferium growth accelerators. What we do with that is, as I showed you underneath there, what we do with that we place them underneath the soil block. That would accelerate the growth. Accelerate it greatly. So we can speed up the process of how this is going to work. Which is extremely handy. I like that. And it's already doing its job, as it is. Because now, my goal here is with this, in order to make power, is... So what we do, and this is where, we made a mistake thinking that we're going to use bamboo to make biomass, but no, there's a better way. So, but what we would do is eventually we're going to find ourselves making an automatic crafter here. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that you can make this 9 deep, as it states right here. This could go 9 deep from within, so it can go 9 times as fast as it is growing right now, and that is insane. Imagine if you had like 1 diamond seed right here, right, and you had it 9 deep. That grows insanely fast, and you can get this diamond as like constantly diamonds growing, and then you have an infinite amount of diamonds that could potentially provide more of those, and just bam, you're settled. You're good. You're good for life. But anyhow, back to the source of power. What I was thinking, instead of bamboo and make biomass out of it, which wasn't possible. I did set this here. I set the so what you do, what I would have to do, because right now we don't have an automatic crafter, which I can make if I wanted to. Uh, auto crafter, which is there's just multiple. Like, but then I realized that I had to get into find storage mod, which is it's I guess it's gonna be a little bit more complicating than that. It's just it's gonna cost more power and advanced. Yeah, it's not gonna. You're gonna need a make an auto crafter. You're gonna need a machine casing with conduction core, advances processor. I haven't got into this yet because this is involving more me going back to the nether. This is essentially where, like, I would find. Yeah, and I had to get into silicone, which I don't exactly know how to or silicone by circus quartz dust. And that's gonna require, because I have this right here that will generate circuit. Yeah, it's gonna that will generate our circuit cord, and it's gonna be a whole pain to try to figure out. Excuse me if I sound a little bit dull because I'm kind of congested. But anyways, continuing on for what I was talking about, we would create it would automatically create a hay bale for us. And then within that hay bale, I'm hoping that there would be an automatic crafter somewhere in between here, between the process of how it would come from here into here. And this would chop it up into biomass. 16 pieces to be exact. 15, and then with the hopper that I placed in there, it would automatically go into millibuckets. Which this is our fourth hay bale, and it's halfway full, and it hasn't really left a dent. And right now we could just make another one, so it could continue to fuel the source of power. Right there. See how I mean I need an automatic crafter? Sooner or later, I'm gonna eventually need to. What I'm gonna need to do is I'm gonna need to find a way to make more. I need more of these biogenerators, which I think we have two of, by chance. But this is gonna keep generating us power for us to be able to utilize. And that's just one setting. Like, imagine if I had like triple did produce, or let's just say I maxed out the possibility of how fast this can grow, and then we get like a constant loop of power using simply of bioethanol, which is something new that I've never done before. And I thought that was really interesting because I'm so used to like after I get myself set up, I have a house, I then go mining, like get prepared to mining like with like 4 iron pickaxes, like have multiple chests, backpacks, and come home with like stacks beyond stacks of minerals. That's what I would normally do. And I find it a little bit too tasty, or well, I mean, boring because I'm so used to it, and it would be interesting to try to make a power source. So like right now, so I can well have early access to power, and this is definitely a new way of making power. And at least from my perspective, I've never done this before. So this is the idea hoping that it works. Gonna cost me a little bit of fitting into refined storage. Pardon my yawning. This is my third time explaining this, actually. It's unfortunate that I've had recording issues. And from then on forward, I could just stay AFK here right now if I wanted to. We're about to make another one. It's just absolutely fantastic. We're gonna be full of this. So it's gonna generate more fuel for power than it's gonna use power to generate fuel. So essentially, we're getting a situation whereby fuel creates two power, or two power, like let's just say one fuel. How do I visualize this? Okay, we're just gonna, so dirt is that, so one fuel, gonna create two power, put that up for free. Fun. Let me see if I have more andesite, because good way to actually describe this. I like it, but it's only gonna use and only one small portion of it, of the power, is gonna use to make more fuel. So we're gonna have an endless supply of power that is just pretty much essentially a whole loop that is continuing on forward. And with this one, it would just go right there, and like there, and there, it would just expand beyond. It's gonna, the more I generate fuel, because this is barely using any power. Like right now, I could just make a whole nother one. The only thing that I need to work on the next episode is finding a way to make an automatic crafting system. And and a transportation system, so this can be like an endless loop. But the only thing is, I'm not so exactly sure what we're gonna do with the seeds. I could just continue on expanding. It's just a really interesting concept here. How one piece of fuel can make free power, and with free power, you use 2/3 of that, and then 2/3 of that, and it invests in future, and then we get more, and so then we get 6 pieces of power, and then with the 6 pieces of power, we use that 6 pieces of power, and we use half of that to make, well, more fuel. But now we're gonna have 9 pieces of power. Then let's just say we just consistently do that, so we always have an infinite loop. I mean, it's gonna be great. I don't know. I hope I described it the best way that I can, that my autistic little mind can describe it. Because it's a concept that I love to study when it comes to these mod packs, and finding ways to accelerate even more. The verdant spring. I have no idea. Never seen this before. You can make a casting. I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, that is something that I'm really interested in, and and this is essentially a loophole that will give us an infinite amount of power, no matter what. So far, as long as we keep it like this, I'm confident that we can even double the amount of biogenerators and still use one of this, one 3x3 slot of seed of this farm here, and we can always expand this more downwards, so we can even accelerate it even further, continuing on. Like right now, we're already 1/3 of making more, and we're about to be full of bioethanol, which is such an interesting concept. I'm sorry, I'm totally geeking out right now. I hope it does make sense to you, but it is a lot better than what I thought I would do compared to yesterday's episode. So, and I'm just sorry that I'm not, I wish I could have recorded me initially going to the Nether and going into the caves. I mean, it wasn't exactly too much going on. It was just, I mean, I was pretty lucky going on forward. I hate to say that. But yeah, I was kind of curious. And one question, oh yeah, I want to kind of do something. We kind of got ourselves quite the amount of boards. We're gonna claim them all. Nice. We got ourselves wow, see, this is nice. We got even more prosperity seeds, so we can actually now duplicate the seeds now with this. This is really useful. Got even more. Nice. This is absolutely lovely. We got even more growth. Yeah, this is just absolutely fantastic. We can now even make this even go faster now. So let's do that. Let's exactly do that. So in the future we can. I can just sit AFK and let it go, and we wouldn't have to worry about fuel for my power. So you just place it down like that, and this should now grow a lot faster now. Besides, we already have almost. So yeah, that's one episode already. We got 2 seeds? That's really cool. How this block is helping us is sincerely making it more efficient for us to be able to make power. Because we're making more fuel than we are using power. So I'm sure when the time comes, we're gonna end up using more power. But this is a very solid piece of source for the initial stage of making power. So I like to call this episode "We've Made Power." Kind of like leading the 3 episode trilogy of struggle to now eventually this being kind of the final climax to it, which is really cool. So where did my oh there we go. We can even make more now. This is amazing. See, I just made a whole nother. How many? I cannot even guess how much bales that is per. How many minutes per bale? Which I would probably say that's like for now it's like 5 minutes, and we're not even putting a dent into this. So this is excellent. I mean, we're not even using anything at the moment, but the moment when we have more equipment, this could be utilized on a high scale. This is just a small scale of it. So yeah, this is exciting. It's been nice. I've had a lot of fun doing this. I'm sorry that I unfortunately could not show you the initial process of everything, because this got me really excited and I was really bummed out when I noticed that my recording was not working. But I hope that does clear things out for you a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, I wish you a good night. Take care. A backup has officially started, and I'll see you around.